As I'm sure you're no doubt aware, Warner Bros. Feature film A Minecraft Movie has long been available to the public for viewing with very different opinions and experiences among the community and general viewer base. But, from the initial trailer all the way back to the first mention of the idea, many creatives have gone and executed their own ideas for cinematic Minecraft experiences, and this is ours. Much like the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure cross-Fortnite collaboration concept we did, we'll go over the various aspects of this pitch as best we can to really get discussion and imagination going. Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone everywhere in between. I am a Spectrum D, but you may also call me Lewis. I'm joined by Jonathan, also known as Six, and welcome to the Fiction Forge. Given the widespread appeal and exposure Minecraft has, it only makes sense that the age rating is one that's suitable for a younger audience. We've decided upon a PG rating, as there would be fantasy violence present. Regarding the art direction, it goes without saying that we want to stick much closer to the original source material, retaining that cubic, cartoony charm that caught people's attention and is near universally recognized. We in particular would base the visuals upon a hybrid of the major update trailers with shaders-esque lighting. The soundtrack for this hypothetical flick is a simple matter. The film would feature various Minecraft-based tracks owned by Mojang, both the C418 tracks from earlier versions and new tracks from later versions and/or spin-offs, as well as original compositions tailor-made for the film, as pretty much all films have at least one. Now that we've gone over some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, I'll now allow Six to give you a taster for the story.
As the sun dawns across the overworld, our camera finds itself fixed on a figure. This figure is none other than Steve, confused and alone, standing on the edge of a vast plains biome. As he gathers his thoughts, he begins to wander, discovering locations, the edges of new biomes, and even some animals. Eventually, as dusk nears, he would discover a cold taiga. With mobs presenting themselves everywhere, he would retreat into a cave. Here we see him set up his first shelter, figuring out how everything works, closing off the entrance, creating a reasonable exit, and a montage of him doing basic Minecraft activities would ensue, reinforcing his structures, mining, chopping down wood, and even creating the basic tools of Minecraft. As he eventually gets more comfortable, he starts fighting off mobs before deciding to go deeper into the cave to gather more unique resources. As he endeavors, he eventually stumbles across a mine shaft. Here he would wander, finding minecarts with extravagant loot, until he eventually stumbles across a cave spider spawner. He quickly gets ambushed and attacked, but thankfully he's saved by another person, Alex. A compilation of Alex teaching Steve more refined and efficient methods of doing task plays. She even helps Steve craft his first diamond sword after they exit the caves. We see them do everything from gathering ores to fighting mobs and looting chests. And at the end, Alex takes Steve to the other side of the plains to meet her friends, Sunny, Ari, and Eve. Friendly bonding between the newly acquainted companions starts as they gather their things and settle into a nearby village, each clearly exchanging stories and conversations that we sadly don't get to hear. Through visual indicators and vibrant music, we're able to tell that a bond has started to form.
Before we go over the characters and what types of background and personalities they have, it is worth noting that from an official standpoint, Steve, Alex, and all the other skins in the base game are primarily used for merchandise and/or promotional purposes, and aren't meant to be anything more than a temporary look for the player while they make or acquire a skin of their own. We have considered this fact ourselves, However, we've elected to respectfully ignore this rule. Others have decided to expand upon these characters and make them their own, and we're no different. Now that all that's covered, let's go through the list. Steve is a lost, confused, and yet still curious builder discovering the world for the first time. He, as per his original purpose, is a bridge between the viewer, or player depending on the source, and the in-universe world. Alex is a brave heroine type, helping whomever she comes across with a hopeful and optimistic aura about her. Despite Eve's undeniable skill as an alchemist, she is quite lazy and constantly slacks off. Sunny is a genius of all things redstone and its related machinery that will take any chance to experiment. Outside of this though, Sunny is easygoing and actually quite the jokester. Ari is an adaptable jack-of-all-trades type of character with a cool girl vibe that can pick up any skill with ease. Zuri is the peaceful and quiet miner of the group. No, not that type of miner, don't even think about it. Who quietly likes observing his friends when in the group. Kai is a warrior, always quick to stand up for others, even if his own hot-headedness sometimes gets him in more trouble. Makina is a shy decorator with a liking for flowers, and would much rather be doing her own thing in solitude. Noor is a farmer, ready to get her hands dirty with a skill for herding animals and a real farm girl personality.
Once again, we see a compilation. Ari and Eve making their acquaintance with the local villagers, while Steve, Alex, and Sunny go off, rescuing Makina, Noor, Zuri, and Kai in all sorts of places all over the Minecraft world, like mob spawners, the Pale Gardens, and possibly even a pillager outpost. As the new group reassembles at the village, they start to build up a medieval-style city around the village, each individual sharing their skills of redstone, potions, archaeology, and farming with not only each other's, but the locals as well. We see the bonds being formed as individuals become closer friends. And as some time passes, we see all sorts of development. A nitwit villager on a roller coaster in the background, as the usually quiet Zuri comes rushing along with the news of having found something huge underground. After some discussion, everyone follows Zuri deeper and deeper into the cave. Everyone present is, in one way or another, surprised to see Zuri's discovery of a massive cavern with signs of a ruined civilization. The team is split on the idea of exploring this deep, dark, cavernous city, and initially considers a majority vote. However, Alex proposes that someone stays behind to keep an eye on the village. This is an opportunity that Eve, Makari, Noor, and Ari take with varying levels of hesitation. Alex would lead Steve, Sunny, Zuri, and Kai into the ancient city. As they make their way through the ruins, a shrieker would go off. Alex signals to the others to keep quiet, and as they travel around the city, finding loot and gear, eventually an overeager Kai opens a chest without much thought, setting off another shrieker. The lights from the nearby torches are drowned out, an eerie sound heard from around them. The ground beneath them shakes, and eventually, though they can't see it, something emerges near them. The warden fully awakens and prepares to attack the group as soon as a sound or scent is caught.
A soundless, songless silence lingers over the group of 5 as they stand firmly in place, careful not to move. They catch glimpses of the creature as the clarity of their vision fluctuates. The gargantuan warden begins to sniff at the area around it. At first, it's slow, but it does increase as the creature moves towards Kai, who had been training all day and hadn't bathed or showered yet. The others slowly turn their heads in his direction in a discomforting unison, with their rectangular eyes narrowed in displeasure. Before the beast could attack, though, Alex and Steve quickly jump in to help him, diamond swords drawn. As the three clash against the creature, it appears that they've been doing well. until a blast of sound is unleashed, knocking them all back. Sunny, who had been messing with a skulk sensor, rushes over after hearing the large boom, sees Zuri hiding behind a rock and the others fighting the beast, and quickly whips together a sound machine, moving the shriekers and sensors closer to each other, allowing the group to escape. As they start making their way back up the mine shaft urgently, Steve tries to help Kai walk. However, they stare back aghast to see the Warden in close pursuit. Here, Zuri has a flashback of all the good times he's had with his friends, and decides to stand his ground and buy them some more time to leave. As the group makes it to the surface, looking back to see what happened to their friend, he jumps from the shaft, injured and covered in dust with the Warden following close behind. Just as the main group loses hope and falls to the ground, the villagers, accompanied by the rest of the team, approach alongside the golems and attack the Warden, giving them time to get back on their feet and back in the fight. After a climactic battle, with the golems tanking attacks and each character getting their hits in, the Warden is finally defeated. As everyone goes back to celebrate in the village, the Nitwit villager runs to get his own hit in as the Warden disappears in a puff of smoke. He swings clumsily at a tree. The misfortunate Nitwit is met with the terrible fate of a beehive falling on his head. The village's residents and beloved characters all head back to the village, reveling in their victory. Before fading to the credits, we see everyone getting back to their daily lives. We find Eve in particular standing in front of a large, rectangular obsidian frame. As her flint makes contact with the ominous structure, the screen fades away with the sound of a horn bellowing in the background.
Regarding actors for this film, there won't actually be any real dialogue, so there would be no need for Hollywood's star power for casting. In a similar vein to Pixar's WALL-E, the characters will be largely silent, with only things like grunts or gasps being present, and having the character expressions and scenes paint the picture for viewers. This also means that there wouldn't be a need for dubbing in other languages, saving out on everything from actual cost to also having a sort of universal resemblance on what everybody saw when they consumed the film. And that brings an end to this experience. If you want to see a follow-up video going over a possible sequel, then get this video to 100 likes, and we will get right on it. If you didn't like the video, then feel free to let us know in the comments what you would have done instead. We're eagerly awaiting any and all feedback. Now, without further ado, for more content like this, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and feel free to check out our extended library for more content. This has been the Fiction Forge. Peace, nerds.